So let's begin in our regular Wu Chi stance with the feet about shoulder width apart, outside edges of the feet parallel. So you're maybe like the most subtle amount pigeon-toed. See if that feels good. For me, I feel a little bit more stability when my feet are almost parallel, but then just turned in a teensy bit. Let the knees be soft. And we'll begin with this practice called moving through the 5 fields. So closing your eyes, take in the space of the body, all of the sensations. And begin to feel into the feet, allowing the feet to soften and open and relax. Begin to sway your body gently around to feel fully in the feet, your awareness pooled in the feet and the ankles. Letting your breath be long and slow and smooth and deep. Allowing your attention to become more and more careful in some ways and gentle as it takes in all the sensations in the feet and the ankles. Now begin to include the field of the legs and the hips. Notice I have my eyes closed for this. For a lot of these practices, I have my eyes closed and my senses inward. If that ever feels weird for you, have a nice soft gaze. Nice lowered soft gaze. Feeling into the hips and the legs. It's like you're breathing life and awareness into this part of your body. And now breathing and moving into the torso. Feeling the spine move and the shoulders. Notice if you're getting speedy and rushing around, maybe slow down a little bit. Feeling into the arms and hands and wrists. And adding the neck and the head. So feeling into the whole body now. And gently coming back to Wu Chi standing meditation posture. So here our elbows are floated out a little bit by the sides, the palms turned behind. If this doesn't feel good to you, you can always rest your hands on your low belly. This is another Wu Chi posture. Or have your hands floating out in front of your Hara low belly center, kind of like you're holding a little orb in front of your body. So pick one of those gestures in your arms that feels good. And land there. Landing in stillness after the movement. Letting the weight of your body flow through the center part of your legs into the earth. And allowing those feet to continue to soften and open, no need to grip. We're opening to Earth's healing energy, feeling down into that resonance, that connection with the earth. Allowing the breath to move in your soft little belly. So maybe it pooches out a little bit. You can even feel on the in-breath a slight pressure down into your root. Allowing the breath to deepen and soften. Smooth, long, deep breath. Letting go in the space of the heart and the shoulders. Bring the chin a teeny bit in, lengthening the back of the neck. Allow the space of the throat to be soft, the jaw to be soft, eyes, face soft and open, like a blooming flower. Resting here, eyes closed, senses turned inward. Find that sweet spot of stillness between forward and back and side to side. Where you can rest into the architecture of your skeleton, and the soft tissue can hang and let go of any extra effort. We don't have to try so hard. We don't have to grip so hard. Now bring your feet a little bit wider into, this is called ma bo stance. So it's like you're riding a horse or riding a bike. So the knees will be a little bit more bent and a little wide. And from here, notice that you're not going to hit anything. We're going to begin to ring the temple bell. So notice my hips are staying relatively stable to the front. And I'm letting myself swing in this twist, keeping my knees wide and apart from each other like I'm riding that horse. Keep that long, slow, deep, smooth breath. You can just allow your hands to thwack your body wherever they want to thwack. And then begin to take your foot off the pedal of this movement and let it unfold on its own. You probably have some momentum, surrendering to that. Until you come back to Wu Chi, bringing your feet back to shoulder width apart and finding a Wu Chi stance that feels good for you, a standing meditation posture. Present and feeling what's here right now in a felt way. Opening as though you're opening your eyes to a star field at night, taking in all the sensations. Let's begin shaking the hands. We're pooling this yang energy into our hands as we shake. So you can even picture little golden orbs forming around each hand. And you can feel how the energy, how the energy goes to the end of the tip of a whip, how the energy's pooling down in your hands and fingers. And keep deep breathing. Let's get a little bit more vigorous. Just do 2 more breaths like that. Really shaking, letting go, and the hands and the fingers and the wrists. Good. And come back to stillness, back to Wu Chi. Feel the aliveness in your hands. Picture that golden yang penetrating active energy. And we're going to tap that into our body, beginning with soft taps under the collarbone. There's lots of good points here. I like to do it with a soft fist. If this feels too strong for you, you can just tap with your fingertips, the pads of your fingers. See what feels good for you. I'm kind of feeling vigorous this morning, and I'm going to tap right into my bones and the marrow of my bones, this golden energy. Come with your left hand. I'm going to mirror you. Bring your left hand up and tap into that right trap. We tend to have a lot of stuck energy here. So getting really firm into that. Hold the right hand out, palm up. Let's come down the pinky line of the inside of the arm. Really tap that pinky and then turn the palm down. Tap the index finger. Tap the side of the index finger. Then let's come up that index finger line of the arm. Back up to the shoulder. Come around to the neck. Fingertips tapping into the neck and the occiput. There's lots of great points here and places to release, especially around the occiput. And then tapping up that center line of the head. I like picturing the golden energy penetrating the bones that are porous and alive. And then tapping all around the skull. Keep your breath long and slow and smooth and deep. Let your intuition guide you if certain places need a little more tapping than others. Then let's come and tap into the face a little bit. We'll tap into the temples and all the forehead. Tap that third eye center. Tap all around the eyebrows. You can feel, if you feel tenderness, that means that there's those acupressure points are wanting to get stimulated. So tapping around the eyebrows, a little bit under the eyebrows, these points at the inside of the eyebrows. Good, get these points outside the eyes. And then right below the eye, like where you would have your little clown tear painted. Above the lip, below the lip. Get into the masseter muscle below your cheekbones. And then into the jaw. Good, let's just sweep down the neck and the thyroid here. And we'll come back down to the heart. And then now with the right hand, we'll come over and get into that upper trap muscle, that left upper trap. I like to be really firm and deep here. Hold the left palm up. Come down that pinky line of the arm. Really tap the outside of the pinky with your fingertips. Turn the hand over, tap the outside of the index finger. Let's come up that index finger line of the arm. Good. Back to the heart. As you come down, breathe the energy right into your heart and lungs. You can even picture those sacred organs. Good. Getting into your low ribs. Firming your belly a little bit here as we get into the belly so that you can receive this, receiving the golden light into the stomach and the spleen and the pancreas and the liver. And then down more into the mid-belly, the small intestine. I picture it lighting up, and then lower the large intestine, maybe a womb and some ovaries. Rub the groin creases. Good. Come around to the back, get into your glutes. Often a lot of stuck energy here. And then let's rub up into the kidneys and the adrenals, just feeling this love and appreciation for our adrenals, especially, that we tend to stress out a little much. Thank you for supporting me my whole life. Good. Coming down, let's widen the legs now and come down the outside line of the legs. Use my fingertips to tap around my ankles and the top of my feet. There's tons of points in the feet here. You really get those inner ankles with your fingertips. And if you can, lift up the soles of your feet and see if you can tap in there, especially kidney 1, this point. right below the ball of your foot. Let's come up the inside line of the legs, maybe returning to soft fists here. Up the front of the body. Open the hands, rub the face, move the skin around on top of the bones, letting go of any holding you have in that mask. Good, then sweeping off the crown, vigorous, like you're getting water off of something, sweeping all around your head and your face and your neck. Let's come down the right arm, clearing any stuff you have with the masculine, brothers, fathers, lovers, friends, letting all of that go. Good, come around, let's do the feminine now as you sweep off the left side, sisters, friends, lovers, mothers, whatever other relationship there is, wives, daughters, yeah, letting it go. Good, coming back to center, sweep off the heart, clearing any unfelt feelings or grief, sweeping the lungs, sweeping the belly. Good, come around, sweep the kidneys and the adrenals, sweeping off in your hip area, any stuck sexual energy. And let's come down each leg, doesn't matter which one first, be really firm, get every side of the leg. If it's available to you, lift your foot up and sweep your foot off. You can always try to hold on to something. Do the other leg. And when you're done, return back to your Wu Chi stance. Sitting down into it, knees slightly bent. Close your eyes and turn your senses inward. Fully receiving the experience of aliveness and space in your body. Noticing if you feel different than when you began. It can sometimes feel a little uncomfortable when you release a lot of chi or energy, when it starts really moving in the body, only because it makes apparent the places where you're a little bit blocked. But it's okay, you can trust your aliveness to press up against those energetic dams inside you and begin to widen the cracks. You don't need to control it or figure it out. Letting go inside. We'll begin with radiant body breath. On your next inhale, feel the arms float up by the sides, palms turn up around shoulder height. As you exhale, bring the palms soft down right and left channels, soothing and smoothing. There's a little bit of a sinking that happens here. The knees bend slightly. And as you inhale, the whole body gradually lengthens and lifts. And as you exhale, you settle down. Continue moving with your long, slow, deep, smooth breath. The whole body breathes. I picture sometimes breath coming in through every one of my millions of pores. So I'm breathing equally into my whole body. And every cell is swelling and getting a little more plump and floating away from every other cell, getting a little more spacious on that in-breath. And relaxing and releasing, settling down on the out-breath. And this is not through effort. Releasing any extra effort. One more cycle. And at the end of your next cycle, return seamlessly to Wu Chi standing meditation posture. Really plugging your weight right down into the earth. Feel it continue through the soles of your feet down into the earth. Stack your palms in front of your hara or low belly center. Drop the tailbone down. Slight roundness in the back. And as you inhale, draw the energy right up to the core center of the body, rippling up to straight. Exhale, fountain out the crown. A little bit of a C shape returns to the spine, knees bend as the hands come down. Inhaling, rippling back up. Continue moving with your long, slow, deep, smooth breath. I like to close my eyes once I get the gist of it. So watch as long as you want. And then if you feel like you have it, close your eyes and go inside and let go of getting it just right and looking just like mine. Instead, move in a way that feels natural and connected and good for your body. Let your body find it instead of your mind coming in like a supervisor. You can trace the ascent of that energy like a little baby star moving up through your root, stomach, chest, neck, head, fountaining out the top and flooding back down into the earth. We're dancing with that sacred, vibrant earth energy. I think of it as this energy that makes the little bright green sprouts come out in spring. One more cycle. And at the end of your cycle, return seamlessly back to Wu Chi standing meditation posture. Present in feeling. Letting go of any extra effort or holding in the joints. Beginning to have more awareness of that central channel between your root and your crown. Now we'll do radiant body breath laterally. So it's like the first movement, but we're going to turn a little bit. So as you inhale, turn a little bit to the right. At the top of the inhale, you come back to center. Exhale, palms flood down the front of the body, smoothing, softening, releasing back into the earth. As you inhale, come up in the other direction. Exhaling, flowing down. So you begin to feel a spiral action here. Feel sort of a spiral that comes from your feet and expresses itself in your arms. Maybe closing your eyes when you feel like you have the gist of it. Maybe allowing a soft smile to play on your face. Good. One more cycle. Enjoying. Coming back to Wu Chi. And next we're going to do 3 centers breathing. So bring your hands out in front of your hara or low belly center, palms facing down. Hands are alive but soft, so they're not limp and they're not taut. They're kind of this dynamic relaxation here. And as you inhale, you're going to flow the hips slightly forward as you expand this space of the lower dantian or the hara. As you exhale, weight comes a little bit back towards the heels. Hands come together. So continue this pulse in front of your hara or low belly center. It's pretty subtle what's happening in the feet. It's only about 60% ever coming into the ball of the feet or the heels of the feet. Close your eyes and allow this lower belly center to expand out in all directions. Exploring with your consciousness the intelligence that's down here, the aliveness, the vitality, and well-being. Good. Flow the hands up the center line. Same thing now in front of the heart center. Opening and clearing the space of the heart and the lungs. Opening in all directions. Enjoying this gentle pulse, and you can always get more subtle. Good. Flow the hands up the center line to the head around brow level. Clearing the space of the head. It's like your hands are sweeping away the clouds and revealing this sky-like nature of the mind. Open, clear, empty, vast. There's also a very neutral quality to it. It's not pushing or pulling or having an agenda. It's just space, luminous space. Palms facing towards the earth, settling down, releasing any energy back into the earth, return to Wu Chi. Relaxing inside the body. Bring your chin in slightly, lengthening the back of the neck, and feel the 3 centers of the head, hara, and heart. Like 3 pearls along this plumb line that runs from your perineum down into the heart of the earth, right up through the center of your body, out your crown into infinite space. Letting these 3 centers come into alignment with each other and harmonize with each other as equals without the head taking over. We'll do some integrating breaths. As you inhale, arms flow up by the sides, palms turn up at shoulder height. As you exhale, palms face the earth. So it's kind of like radiant body breath. But then at the bottom here, we're going to let the hands come by the sides and press up to straight as the hands pass the waistline. Inhaling, gathering that heaven energy and flooding it down through the body. Everything sinks and settles, pressing up to straight at the bottom. Good. Continuing like this. I picture sometimes rainbow light flooding through every cell of my body. Good. On this next one, we're going to stack the palms on top of each other, facing behind us, and draw the energy right down through that Tai Chi core, that central channel of the body, and landing on our low belly. Cooling your awareness in the low belly. A sense of fullness, as though your hips and legs and feet were full of water. And then above your hip points, it's just spacious air. And touch your fingertips and your thumbs together in front of the heart center. This is a mudra that stimulates memory. Close your eyes, go inside. Remember who you really are. Feel into that most basic presence that's always here. Even as thoughts and feelings and wants and relationships and jobs and things come and go. What is that presence? It's always here. Don't think about it. Feel into it. It's almost like a deep bass note that underlies the whole symphony of life. That effortless being. And step the feet together. Bring the hands together at the heart center. Balancing in the heart. Connecting with your intention for well-being for yourself and for all beings. And for the earth and the water and rain and all the animals, all the beings we don't even know about. Sending that intention out in all directions throughout all space and time. And that kindness you feel is who you really are. We're going to transition now to seated. And as you make this transition, gently lifting those curtains of the eyes, see if you can balance your inner awareness, your proprioception, your presence in the body, with letting the light in and moving in the world. And really take your time to mindfully move your way onto your meditation seat. I'm going to bring the computer a little closer. We're going to do some seated Qigong before we rest fully into stillness. So you could be in a chair here, or you could be up on a pillow. Let's have a few minutes to land here. Closing the eyes, taking a few deeper breaths. Exploring the space of the body with curiosity and innocence. This practice we're going to do is called double spiral. And if you know what a toroid is, it can be helpful to picture that. It's kind of a shape like this, where the energy is coming up and circling down, like around like that, kind of moving like an apple. So the energy from the crown, the energy opens out like in a V shape, and from the root, the energy opens down like you're sitting on a giant pyramid. And our core is right in that center of the toroid. That said, you can just let go of picturing things as we go forward here. Find a nice balance for yourself, rooting into your sit bones. And feel a gentle and easeful lift through that Tai Chi core, through that central channel. Let the chin come in, it's very subtle. There's just a little bit of a sense of lengthening in the back of the neck. And then allow the body to relax around this tall, strong center. We're going to begin with our awareness down in the root and the perineum, that space between your genitals and your anus. We're going to lean the core a little bit forward and then over to the right and then back, so that we're making clockwise circles. If you were looking down from above, you would see very small clockwise circles, feeling this in your root, in your perineum. We're beginning to draw this earth energy up in the root. You'll notice this is really subtle. In yoga, I would be seeing how big I could make my circle. And here in Qigong, I'm finding what's the most easeful and present and smooth. I'm noticing if I go a little bit fast and maybe I slow down. Sometimes we kind of race around. Circling in the perineum, beginning to spiral the energy up into the low belly. And drawing it slowly up the core into the solar plexus area. And into the low ribs. Allowing your breath to be easy and natural. Spiraling all the way up into the heart, the deep heart. And I'm noticing for me, I need to make my circling even more subtle to really get connected here. Breathing, spiraling up to include the high heart, shoulders. It's beginning to be inside and outside the body now. This growing energy. Into the space of the throat. Spiraling up to include the head, the brows. You can feel the spiral continuous from your root. And all the way up to your crown. And returning to stillness. You probably feel the echoes of the spiral in your body. Letting that be however it is. Feeling the crown of your head, all the sensations in the crown of your head. You may even be able to feel a little bit into your energy body, into the next energy center that's about a foot above the crown of your head. Allowing your crown to soften and open. We're going to begin spiraling the energy down now, moving in the opposite direction. So leaning a little bit forward and then to the left, beginning your spiraling down, beginning to melt down the crown, softening and relaxing as it goes, softening and flooding through the brain and the brows. A natural lift remaining in the spine. Moving down through the eyes and the center of the head, jaw and the mouth, the throat, neck. Enjoying this practice. Flowing down through the collarbones, the shoulders, and the high heart. Down into the heart. And the solar plexus and low ribs. And the deeper into the belly, the navel area. All the way into the low belly, sacral area. All the way down into the perineum. And returning to stillness. Feeling that center line connecting you to the earth and out into infinite space. Opening to whatever your experience is here. You will perhaps notice a sensation of energy flowing from the earth up to the sky and vice versa. Not needing to keep track of it or control it. And if you feel an almost gravitational pull down and in, even if it's very subtle, allow it to draw you down and in. We spend so much of our lives up on the surface, where there's waves of pain and pleasure and loss and gain, praise and blame, fame and disrepute, the four worldly winds that Buddha describes. And the invitation is to dive under all of that weather, like your awareness is descending down into the ocean below all of the currents. Down, miles down. The water gets more and more clear, more and more still, more and more silent. Resting here, you can still see the movement, the play of light far above. But there's no need to get involved. It doesn't affect you. Scanning your body for any tension or holding. And on the in-breath, take the full measure of that tension, almost like you're weighing a burden that you've been carrying. And on the out-breath, release it into the ground. Gradually, bit by bit, letting go inside. Giving full permission to your body to open and soften. Allowing everything to be just as it is. All the layers of your experience. No need to get involved. The human mind has an almost constant tendency to find problems with things. So let your practice now be to not make a problem out of anything. Nothing to fix. Nowhere to go. No future moment to get to. Only this moment. This moment is full and complete, missing nothing. Lacking nothing. And you yourself are whole and complete. Lacking nothing. allowing that constant searching tendency, that unquenchable thirst to wind down and maybe even cease, not seeking anything. Not needing anything to be any different than it is, not needing you to be different or your experience to be different. We're going to take the last couple of minutes of class to really soak in the fruits of our practice. So if you feel present, relaxed, quiet, whatever those fruits are, stay with the felt experience of it, really letting every cell soak it in, breathe it in, especially the wounded, hard parts. Let every cell drink of this nectar of your true nature. Your luminous, whole, vast, loving awareness that you are. Missing nothing. Taking in the good. Let's bring our hands together at the heart center in prayer position. Feel into that space, that emptiness even in the heart center. This vast space that it can include all beings. And once again, connect with that intention for well-being, for freedom from suffering, for joy and laughter and health and connection for all beings, including yourself. Sending it out in waves in all directions throughout all space and time. And this doesn't take any effort. Instead, just let yourself radiate. Let that radiant heart shine out. Thank you all so much for practicing with me.